Thank you so much for joining us and a very good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Doc. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Doc, let's perhaps start off with, what prompted the department to embark on this research and why did they choose those regions specifically?
So thank you, listeners, and thank you, the viewers. Like what we said at the beginning, the Department of Higher Education and Lifelong Learning, it is an academic department, and it is a research-driven department that, we need to do research that has got a positive impact on the way the society lives, the society behaves. And that's why now for one component, the department decided to carry out an investigative study on the social media addiction, deception among the out-of-school youth and the entire community in those regions, such as Erongo, Omusati, Ohangwena, Oshana, Oshikoto, Kavango West and Kavango East, as well as, Commerce region. The purpose of this was to analyze the status of social media usage among the citizens in selected regions, investigate also the effect of social media addictions on citizens' lifestyle, and exploring, the contribution of social media usage on digital deception among citizens of the selected regions, and lastly, to develop a digital literacy intervention for citizens to minimize the effect of social media deception and addiction on their digital lifestyle. What prompted, the department to do research on this is that, this whole thing was necessitated by the fact that, we are receiving a lot of reports. There are so many reports in the media, in the radio, and the concern about, claiming that, some citizens, such as school-going children, out-of-school youth, the working active population, as well as the digital excluded populations are prone to deception, as most of the services are now being offered, online by different organizations or different, sectors. In addition, there is also that belief that, the more services are available online, the high the chance of people being either getting addicted, to their digital devices, or they have the probability of them being exposed to, to deception. So what we wanted to do now is to carry out a study that will prove that, this claim is true or this claim is not true. Do we have such a status, in those four regions? We targeted the four regions because of their population. That's one. We looked at the population and also the number of, cases that we have been, reading from, the media, or hearing from the radio services about people, that were, we can use an informal word, crooked because of the use of social media.
Yeah.
So that's what prompted us and why we went to those specific regions, because of the population density and the number of reports that are of concern that are coming, from those regions.
Doc, could you perhaps make us understand when someone is exactly addicted to social media? I mean, how do I tell, that I myself might be addicted to social media? What are the telltale signs?
Yes. Thank you for that question. There are many ways of determining whether you are addicted or you are not addicted. A lot of people now, they are mixing, addictions with the use of, digital devices, as part of your work or, your working life. If, like what we saw when we went to the regions, there are people who cannot even stay, some of them were staying even 2 minutes or 3 minutes without them checking, their mobile, devices. Some of them, even when they go and sleep, their mobile devices, instead of them being, somewhere a little bit far from them, you will find that, they put it even under a pillow. Some of them, you see that, when they are in meetings, of course, you are in a meeting, you would like to check what's going on in terms of your emails, but you see that a person can totally, just focus, on the mobile device instead of listening, to the presenter in that specific meeting. So that is frequent use of a digital device, especially social media, and that thing of wanting just every time you are checking and viewing your status and spending more time, on social media, it can also be taken as a sign of, addiction.
Talk to us about some of the challenges that you have faced so far in collecting the data for this study.
Yes, when we went to the regions, like myself, Ohangwena, Oshana, I went to Zambezi. One of the key challenges is that, one, we had, participants who were right away looking for solutions because they ended up losing their money that they received through e-wallet. And that money, was taken away by, people who called them and they told them a lot of stories. Some of them, they were called, they received voice calls. And as a result, of receiving that voice call, it told them, no, what you need to do is just need to complete that form online. You submit. Immediately after submitting it, their money disappeared from their account. So now what the challenge to us was we want a solution to this thing because I lost my money. I went to the police. I did not get help and all those things. Secondly, one of the challenges also that we had is to get hold of the people because this is an ethnographic study. We were observing, standing at 8 p.m. We were just, patrolling, maybe just walking around hookah shops, in villages. And we were stopping by, at certain houses. Some people also had this negative resistance toward us because they were saying, you people, you only come here, gather data, interview us, but at the end of the day, how will we benefit from this? Yeah. When we are telling them maybe we'll come up with an intervention, they said, no, we don't want that intervention. Here at the village, what we need is food, you see? So people there now, they are not really interested into this data that we're collecting, but they're interested in practical solutions like, having food being distributed to them.
Yeah, so it takes a lot of time to educate the people. So when can we expect the final report and how will the results be disseminated?
See, we are too busy with, analyzing the data from and Erongo and also from the two Kavango regions. We are planning with the team to make sure that, the final report will be ready by the end of October. Because there's a lot of work. We need to analyze our interviews. We need to analyze, the observations that we took for the several events in different communities. But since we are partly there, so by end of October, we are likely to have the full report. And our information dissemination, tools relies on, we will have maybe short articles that will, send to various media houses, like newspapers. We can make use of various radio stations where we can speak that local language. We will publish, the work that we have. And we are thinking of, going back to the same regions to have, community meetings with them. Because they need to know where are they standing in terms of social media addiction, and where are they, standing in terms of, deception in that specific community, and what can they do in case they happen to find out, one of their members is highly addicted or one of their members is deceived because of, social media.
All right, Dr. Shihomeka, thank you so much for your time, and we're looking forward to the end of the results.
Thank you so much, and enjoy your day.
All right, much obliged. Thank you. So Dr. Shihomeka, who's currently in the Zambezi region, talking to us about the research that they are carrying out, study that they're carrying out in terms of social media addiction and deception amongst the school youths or out-of-school youths in rural communities in Namibia, and talking to us about the preliminary findings and also some of the challenges that they are facing in collecting the data.